Okay, this is a Galactic Civilization 3 walkthrough for my buddy Jimmer. He's having problems with the game. Uh, so I told my old army buddy that I would go ahead and make a walkthrough, but I don't know how much of it is going to be relevant for him because I have Crusade and Intrigue installed. So, having said that, let's get started. And first screen always is choose civilization. I'm going to go with this United Earth guy. And a large galaxy spiral. I'm going to change these settings a little bit. Alright, let's do abundant. Let's see, why doesn't it tell me what's this mean? Does this mean dead planets or just mean all planets? This last map I played at this size really stunk. It was like for a quarter of the galaxy, hardly no planets. I'm talking, I had a quarter of the galaxy with six planet empire. Hopefully this will fix that. Alright, live and learn. Alright, we're going to go with all these settings. There's nothing really to learn in here, you just have to read it. What big thing I turn off is turn limit, because if I want to take forever, that's my problem. Oh, and I disabled tech brokering. I don't want people trading the tech that I trade with them away to my enemies. And off we go. And I'm going to quick go over the interface in this first video, and that's it. Okay, yada yada yada, you can read. First of all, let's talk about this. Okay, obviously, planets, dead planets, asteroids, nebula, gas cloud, star. This is the ship that I start with. Not everybody's going to necessarily have the same thing. This is a survey ship and it's used for surveying anomalies. We have no anomalies in range, so zooming out. Now you can see the planets that they got white around them. There's something that you can do with it. If they're black ones like this, there's nothing you can do with it. Alright, so I'm looking, every star looks equidistant. This might be the closest. So I'm going to take my survey ship and head towards that star system. Alright, so this is the turn button down here, but when it's not the end of your turn, when other things are happening, it tells you what you need to do. And in this case, we need to start some research because we're not researching, and that's up here. Technology, not researching. So I'm going to click on the turn button. Now, how you research is going to be up to you. You're going to have your own style. You're going to be seeing my style. I like Galactic Wonders. And here's the Hyperspace Project. Plus, researching this gets me a moves of +1 for my ship. So this is my first research right there. So if you point it to things over here, it'll tell you what they are. And I'm not going to go through and read all the stuff for you. There's another Galactic Wonder here. Paxton's Emporium, which is a trade show, basically. So I'm going to select artificial gravity. And then all I have to do is say done. And artificial gravity will be researching. And it's going to take 5 turns at my current research rate. So we've got the idle colony up. This is the mini map here too, by the way. It will zoom out. I don't recommend zooming out. You can zoom out with your scroll button or with these plus or minus buttons, but don't do it. It's a graph. It's going to be a graph of different things that go on, military power, population, etc., etc. You can filter by. Power is a straight up number. I don't know what they're using to get that number. And rally points we will go through because I use rally points. Okay. As you can see down here, it's got the ship that I have selected. And gives you some information. These are weapons on the ship. You got 3 types of weapon: beam weapons, missile weapons, and kinetic weapons, slug throwers. And then you've got 3 types of defensive: shields, point defense, and armor. And these are effective against the type of weapon that they are below here. So point defense is for missiles. Shields are most effective against beam. I was going to say most effective. And kinetic armor is most effective against kinetic attacks. Alright, also it tells you the class of the ship. It's a medium hull ship. It's got 3 moves. There's a range of 34 and a logistics cost. Very important. Logistics is used for creating fleets. You've got so many logistic points when you create a fleet, and you can't go over that logistic cost. So if I had 2 of these ships to make a fleet, I'd need to be able to handle a fleet of a 12 logistics cost. Alright. Also the picture, if you pointed it, gives you some other information, such as my maintenance is 2. It's got a special, it's a survey ship. It's level 1. I'm not really sure what that level means. Okay, and then we got these buttons. We can't add a commander because we have no commanders. That would attach a citizen to the fleet as a commander. And getting some bonuses for doing that. You can pass your turn. And the detail screen has more detail in here on the ship. Okay, such as showing the weapon systems it has, etc., etc. And commands. Survey, it can automatically go and find anomalies. I don't recommend doing this unless your ship is armed like this one. This would be a fine ship to use for that because it can handle any pirates it runs into. Unless it runs into a pirate fleet. If it's unarmed, you definitely don't want to do that because the AI is stupid. If they can find a way to get themselves killed, they will. Okay, exploring will not be getting the anomalies. It will just clear the fog of war. What is the fog of war? Everybody knows the fog of war, right? This is black, where you can't see. Okay. Sentry would tell it to notify you when an enemy ship is in its sensor range. Guard will sit there and wait for further orders. Upgrade, that's obvious. Decommission is obvious. And autopilot. Autopilot is used for going to rally points. And we will go more into rally points. I'm not going to create one right now until we need one. So, we don't need to use any commands for him. Up here, you've got your treasury. We got a net weekly income of 0. That's nice. We're spending 2, and we've got 2 coming in. Population is 5, and it's all on Earth. Food. Food is used to make cities. Cities give you more population. You need 4 food in order to make a city when you start the game. Not sure if that ever changes. So you need to get 4 food, then you can create a city and that on a planet, and that will increase your population on that planet, depending on your technology by how much. All right. And these are administrators. Administrators, obviously, as it says here, are used for making constructors, colony ships, and survey ships. In the case of constructors and colony ships, when you use a constructor to make a starbase, the administrator stays on the starbase, and with a colony ship, it stays on the colony. So you don't get that administrator back. And that's it. Up here, along here, will be the resources that you end up procuring with your star bases and other means. Will all list up here. And there's many different resources. Okay, these are the victory conditions that I chose, which was everything except for turn limit. And so you can come in and see what you might have to do. You have specific goals for each victory that you have to complete. I don't know what this is. Victory options. Oh, you could change it in the middle of the game? I don't think you could change it. Oh, you can change it. All right. Well, I'm at it. I'm going to save the game. This is the menu at the far left corner, upper corner. Wait for it. It takes a bit to save, so wait for it. All right. While we're waiting, the civilization screen tells you different things about your civilizations such as the economy, and you can change your tax rate here on this economy screen. It gives you detailed information on that. Also, it shows leaders here in different things. Right now, I have one leader. That's the dude hanging in the background here. I can take him off and assign him to something else. What I'm doing is I clicked on him. I clicked on him. If I click on him here and then click where I want him, he's only good for one administrator though. I put him in research, we'll be researching faster. But I do want him in social construction. Now, when you get leaders uh, as a citizen, you can adjust these rates. He's doing 6% here, so isn't that nice? And I want that 6% for social construction. Now, let me explain social construction versus military construction. Social construction is buildings on planets, okay? Except for maybe specific military buildings. I'm not really sure about that. I don't know why it's called social construction, but there is also military construction, which is basically shipbuilding. All right, that's that screen. You can check it out to your heart's content. This screen lists your colonies. We have Earth, and you'll see that this is split into two. The top one will be what the colony is building, and this will be what the shipyard that the colony sponsors is building. A colony can sponsor one shipyard. A shipyard can have multiple sponsors. Also, you can come in here when you have more planets and sort by clicking on the different things. Let's say I wanted to see who's got my best money because I want to build a financial capital or something like that. I would sort it by net income. Okay? And you can sort by a bunch of different things. And that's that. Okay, for each one you have selected, it shows you details on that colony here and a nice little quote. You can go to the colony if you wish, which we're going to do, but I'm going to leave this for now. Trade. Your trade routes will show up here. Foreign trade routes coming to you will show up here. And the really important part of this screen is how many trade licenses you have available, and we have none. You can also cancel routes, and you'll see your total weekly revenue for all the routes down here. And there's also a nice little map to help out with that. Timeline is just going to be a timeline graph, okay? Is a report of most powerful and favorite, etc., etc. Statistics. And a command screen, which allows you to do things to specific or multiple planets and ships, but I don't really use that screen. I usually use the main interface. So that is that. Let me make one comment on tax rate. Don't mess with it unless you have to. Once you start changing your tax rate, things start getting weird. People don't like your tax rate changing, I would say. If you're getting plenty of money coming in, which we are not, lower it, but just be careful what you do and always keep an eye on your money. If you run out of money, you're going to have a serious shutdown of your government. All right, we're done there. Citizens, we can't see everything that's in here. We have no spies. We cannot transfer any citizens. We can't. When we do get a new citizen, he'll be sitting down here. You don't have to train him right away. You can train them for different jobs. There's not just 3 jobs. There's more than 3 jobs. There's a leader job, as you already know, that we're not able to train for right now. So, um, you would select the citizen that you want to train, and then you select what job you want to train them in, and you click the train citizen button. Or you select them and double click on what you want to train them in. Okay? And this is a summary screen for all your guys who will end up in here. You can rename people if you want, but it makes no difference. There's a bug. So when they talk to you, if I name this Cascalong, when an alien race talks to you, he's going to call me Gregory Matthews. The jerks. They just don't like you changing your name. And that's that. You can see there's a bunch of things that are grayed out that we can't do yet. And last but not least, at the top right here is a summary. And this is everybody. Okay? All 8 races that are in this game. Okay? And it's not accurate right now because really nothing's happened. But those are our rankings. Planets. It shows both colonized planets and uncolonized planets. Mars. It will center on the planet if you click on it. If you double click on it, it'll take you inside there. Odd. We're getting to you, colony. What was odd is that it's the first time in a long time I've seen the colony capital for Earth not be on North America or South America all by itself. Pretty useless. The colony capital or civilization capital has nice bonuses, but always ends up off by itself. Okay, so this is ships, and it shows your fleets. It's fleets, okay? Not to be confused with ships. I recommend naming your fleets and not going with their automatic names so that you know what the heck they are. How would you do that? Well, if I wanted to rename Earth, I can click right on the name down here. If I want to rename this ship, I'd click on the name, do a little backspace to say Enterprise. Actually, this is the first Enterprise. All right. Didn't show up here, obviously. Now it did. Okay, so onward with this. It'll show the fleets, and if you click on it, it'll take you to those fleets. Won't it? No. No, I guess it won't. All right. Shipyards, which we have none of yet, and star bases. And that is basically it for the interface, but I'm going to go over the colony interface too in this first video. Okay, so it's pretty simple, but let's start with the very basics that nobody really gets into. Govern the planet. You can turn on a governor that will build the things for you automatically. You have a balanced governor who will try to keep things balanced. Manufacturing, research, and wealth. I like to have direct control, okay? But you can use these if you want. How good are they? I don't know. I don't like that they don't have. Yeah, they're as good as any AI. That's all I'm going to say about it. Okay, so these options here, auto upgrade improvements. When you get an improvement, it'll automatically upgrade it. What that means is if I build a factory and then I get the mega factory technology, it will put that in the queue to upgrade it to a mega factory. At the end of the queue, whatever I currently have in the queue. Okay. Sometimes you don't want that, but I leave it on. I like to check my planets regularly. I'm a hands-on guy. Okay, you could say do not upgrade until planet is full, which I don't like to use. Sometimes I want my stuff upgraded. But if you do that, then you could manually upgrade them as you want when you have room. Clear build queue when changing governors. So if I change governors, it would clear the building queue and the new governor would take over. If you were halfway done building something, you're going to lose whatever that was. If the new governor doesn't choose to build that. Obviously, rename planet. And we're going to do that. Screw that air stuff. This is Terra. You could set it as the civilization capital, or you could destroy the planet. Okay, that's done. That's all there is to that. You can add a citizen to a planet, which gives a big bonus to that specific planet, whereas the citizen working for the entire government gives you like a 3% bonus. We're not doing that yet. Okay, so shows your production resistance, approval, which is happiness, and population here. Other good to know facts. Nice little quote. Doesn't show any specials that your civilization capital might have. Now we got a nice, let's look at these tiles. We've got a nice tile here that has precious metals in and also approval. And the bonus that doesn't say adjacency is a bonus right for that tile. So this tile in and of itself has a bonus of 2 wealth and 1 approval. If I put in central bank in that tile, you'll see that it's got a 2 in the center. That's the 2 wealth plus there. Now if you look at this, it's talking about the central bank. This is talking about the tile. See the difference? Okay. And the central bank has an adjacency bonus of 2 wealth. Meaning if I build another wealth building next to, which I don't have a tile, but if I did have a tile, if I build a adjacency, if I build a market or another bank next to this central bank, I would get a +2 wealth on that. The central bank also gives me a gross income of +2. We are not building a central bank first. We are building a shipyard first because we need to get a shipyard done and over with. It's the very first thing going into my queue. If I didn't want to put that in there, I'd click on it and say cancel. Or rush it. I could do it for 600 billion credits, but I'm not going to rush it for 600 billion credits. Some people like to rush things. Fine, you do you, boo. I am not doing that. I am putting it in as first thing in the queue. Next thing, I do believe I will put a space elevator in. But let's finish talking about things here. Capital city. There's only one capital city, period, in your civilization. It's not a colony capital. It's different than a colony capital. And as you can see, it's got good adjacency bonuses. It's got +1 on a whole bunch of different things. Okay. It also has statistics of its own. It's got good resistance, +2 raw production. Raw production is used for all types of construction. +4 morale, influence growth, population cap giving me the +5 there. Sensor power is +12, giving my uh, homeworld a good sensor range and tourism income of plus 1%. That's just from this one building here. You can't delete this building. You can't do anything with the building. Where it goes, that's where it stays. So, looks like it gets stuck in the Middle East. Or, I guess I should say the Mediterranean. Alright, that's all well and good. This is a special, and you may or may not have this. Okay? This happens to be what randomly got generated as well as this arable land. Okay, so what is this special? It's basically going to give me a resource, Promethean. Promethean's good for wealth. I guess it's kind of like gold. Think of it as, your gold press latinum or what have you. All right. So I need to build an extractor on it. Um, and it should be getting a +1 wealth bonus when I do that. And when I build the extractor, that'll be given a +2 wealth bonus, which should give back to the capital city, I believe. And farm. Now, a farm gives you 2 food. So you need 2 farms to support 1 city. We don't have city technology yet. These are mega cities. But when we do, but then we have tech that can improve our farms. So saying that you need 2 farms for a city is like saying, you know, uh, a car can only travel across the country in 2 weeks. But if it was a Model A, it would take months. See what I'm saying? All right. So the farm we need to build the arable land we need to build a farm on, but we're not doing that yet either. In fact, I'm not going to do the space elevator first. I'm going to do computer core to get research up and running. And I want the computer core in a place where I'll get some bonuses. So I'm going to put it right next to the capital city. That'll give me a good bonus. Well, a bonus of 1. So what I did is I select it and I double clicked here. What's the other way to do it? If you select it, select the tile, hit build. So you can do it multiple ways. Alright. Am I going to build that space elevator? I'm not sure, but I'm going to put it over in North America for now. Okay. And then I'm doing a central bank. And it wanted to go to South America anyway. Then we'll do our Prometheum and our farm. But this is subject to change at my whim. Now, it may be hard to tell because you can't. But I've already decided I'll be putting a city here and a city here. That will give me maximum adjacency bonuses. I will get +2 population and +1 wealth on the city from this farm. And over here, these 3 buildings will be given their adjacency bonuses to this tile. So basically with the cities, you want to keep maximum adjacency bonuses on it. So leave spots for those cities. And I'm actually, yeah, I think I can delete a space elevator. We'll find out in the future if I really need that spot. So that's pretty much it. You could sort these by manufacturing, research, etc., etc., etc. And that's it. We've pretty much gone over the interface. We have set everything up for the next turn. We are done with this video. We'll see you in the next video.